Let's go to Iran.
Yes.
I was not here yesterday. I understand that this came up yesterday, but in light of the fact that you
I did.
felt the need to
I did.
take to social media this morning to restate your objections
Mm-hmm.
to yesterday's
Mm-hmm.
New York Times story. I wanted to ask about it
Okay.
again.
What
What
specifics?
exactly is the problem that you see with the story? The facts of the story, what the IAEA reported,
Mm-hmm.
what experts think about that, do not seem to be in question. Correct?
Well, I
What
think
is the
a
issue
couple a
here?
couple points here, and a lot of nuclear experts now have started chiming in online as well. And I, to be clear, tweeted the exact same things I said in the briefing yesterday. So I'm happy to go back through those again, and I'm sure people will have follow-ups. There's a couple, I think, notions in this story that we disagree with. The one being, I think it was the second paragraph, that Western officials are unaware of why this is happening. That's just not the case. This type of stockpile under the JPOA and the extensions can go up and down. That is perfectly acceptable, as long as at the end of the time period, which in this case is June 30th, it's back below 7,650 kilograms. In the past, the IAEA has reported they've gone up and then they've gone down, and they've always met their requirements. And we fully expect they will do so in this case. That second piece is just context that wasn't in the story. I think one of the biggest notions is it made it insinuated strongly that they were doing something they shouldn't be doing by raising the stockpile. That's not accurate. Also, the notion that this is a major obstacle, diplomatic obstacle inside the room. Talking to Undersecretary Sherman, other of our top negotiators, this isn't. This issue, again, is perfectly acceptable. It can go up and down. What matters is that in the JCPA, Iran has committed to getting down to 300 kilograms. They've already committed to doing that. How they will get there is an ongoing topic of negotiation. But as I said yesterday, quite frankly, it's not one of the big outstanding issues. It's an outstanding one, but it's not by any means one of the toughest. And it's by no means a major obstacle inside the room.
Okay, I don't think that it was called an obstacle.
It was called a major obstacle in the story.
Obstacle or challenge?
A major obstacle. It was called major obstacle. Let's go through Matt's and then. Okay. I mean, I was very precise in my wording. That's what it was called. The story also called into question whether Iran's nuclear program is frozen based on this one fact. And it indeed is, given that they have to get back to the number that they agreed to, which is 7,650. They can go up and down, but at the end of the day, they have to get back to that number, frozen in place at that number.
So your issue is whether it's an obstacle or a major obstacle?
That it's either. It's not. This issue is not.
But it is an issue that has to be addressed.
No, the fact that this stockpile has gone above 7,650 is not an obstacle in the negotiations. It is allowable under the JPOA as long as they get back where they need to be. They've always gotten back where they need to be, and we expect they will here.
Right, but
there's a separate question, which is how they will get down to 300 kilograms. There are a couple of different ways they can do that. One is shipping it out. One is diluting it. One is selling it on the open market. We're working with them for what that will look like, but that's also really not, to be honest, Matt, that's not really an obstacle in the room. It's an outstanding issue, but it's not an obstacle to getting to a deal here.
Well, isn't selling it on the open
market? Let me finish with Matt, Elise.
No, we don't have to do like 10 minutes with one person. Can't we kind of mix it up?
Well, let's just not interrupt people. I'll do one more with Matt, and then I'll go to you. Okay? So pick your next.
I'll defer to Elise.
He's ceding the floor to his colleague from CNN.
Thank you. Well, are you saying that it doesn't matter what the size of the stockpile is at all currently, and it just matters what it is on June 30th?
Under the terms of the JPOA, that stockpile, correct, can go up and can go down. As long as at June 30th, they can get it down to 7,650. In the two previous instances, they've gone up and down. These are normal fluctuations, and they've always gotten back where they needed to be.
But if they keep increasing it, and I'm taking you at your word that, it doesn't matter right now, but if it keeps going up, isn't it going to make it that much more difficult for them to reduce it by June 30th? I mean, even if right now technically they're not in violation, isn't there a concern that they won't get there by June 30th?
Honestly, I've talked to all of the nuclear experts on this. There is not a concern that they will get down to the right amount by June 30th. In the two previous times, the initial JPOA and then the extension, they've done the same thing, and they've always gotten back where they needed to be. If they don't, that'll be a problem. You're right. We expect that they will, and we just don't have concerns about them being able to do that.
Wouldn't it make more sense